Thank you, Dr. Braden. This will be very brief. We had an appeal, I believe in March of this year, on the Wilma Jean Young case, which you heard of, I believe, last April, and I think that's right. She had appealed to circuit court at the decision, and we walked in, had a very brief hearing. The circuit judge basically said, Ms. Young, unless you can tell me why I should overturn this, that there was some error that happened here, I have to uphold it. And she did not. So they upheld it. I wrote an order, he signed it, and that is completely closed. I believe it's been more than 30 days now, and she has not appealed it further. That is all. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Thank you, and I think of that, no vote is required. Is there any discussion? Next, proposed amendments of the rules and regulations of the post-secondary education in cosmetology schools. Elizabeth Pittman.
Me again, more cosmetology. And this is actually part of the additional information we gave you today. It's a packet. It should be in your staff there. We had, I believe, last October come before you with some language for post-secondary rules, basically saying that you had to have 50% enrollment that had a high school diploma or GED. I heard from a constituent that I needed to get in contact with the USDE to move those forward a little bit, and when I contacted them, they informed me that our language was not sufficient. So I got together with the cosmetology section chief, Kelly Kersey, and we contacted some other states that have successfully gotten language through with the USDE, Louisiana being one of them. And based on what they told us and what the USDE contact, Kim Peeler, told us, we redrafted the language that you see here. And I'm going to briefly go over this. There's a lot of changes, but they all are kind of along the same lines. And we changed the requirement to where if you're a post-secondary school, all of your students have to have a high school diploma or the equivalent. You can't have anybody that doesn't. If you do want to do dual enrollment, which we have a couple of schools that do that, you have to obtain 2 licenses, and you have to let us know how you're going to make sure that students who do not have a high school diploma or the equivalent do not receive Title IV funds. And those are basically the 2 major changes, and you can see kind of where that's been changed throughout the rule here on this first sheet. That language has been approved by the USDE contact, Kim Peeler. We received that last week, and Catherine Tapp and I met to discuss that, and she's on board with it, I believe. So if you'd like to ask either one of us any questions, we'd be happy to answer them. If not, you just need a motion to move this forward with an emergency rule based on needing to comply with the federal act.
I'd like to make a motion to move forward with the...
Is there a second? Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Thank you very much.
And just so you know, we will also move forward with the regular rulemaking at the same time, so we can ensure there's no gap in the enforcement of this. Thank you.
Next.